Good morning, dear students. Today we are meeting again for another session of International Human Resource Management. And in this session, we'll continue with the previous part, which we have seen in the previous video. In that, we have seen the introduction of the human resource management, and we have come to some aspects of IHRM, like human resource planning, recruitment, selection. So today we will see in detail how these aspects are important in international business. So I am sharing the screen with international human resource management. So you can see in this video that this is about the second part of the international human resource management. So last video we have stopped at this slide where we have shown various functions of international human resource management. So the first is international human resource planning. According to this function, HRM policies of a firm should match with the firm's strategies and controls. So there are three aspects. You can see it as a triangle. This is a triangle. So at top, there is a strategy, bottom left structure, and bottom right controls. If strategy, structure, and control are matched of a person with the organization, then the planning of the human resources successful. This is the first part. Second part is about the recruitment and selection. So it is very important for an international organization to identify which kind of approach they will follow for recruitment and selection. So there are three types of approach. One is ethnocentric approach. In this approach, you can see the use of home country manager for overseas unit. For example, Japanese companies there, they have opened plant in India, so they will prefer a Japanese manager working in India. The benefits, better manager, qualified manager, trustworthy manager, because they feel that they are Japanese. So uh, plant in India will take Japanese manager. And this will also help to transfer the work culture of the Japan to Indian plant. But some of the disadvantage that lack of local familiarities, not familiar with local, and maybe they are biased with the local staff. Another approach is polycentric approach. In this approach, what you will do, uh, you will adapt the local people as a manager because you feel that the local people understand the business better. They are more sensitive to the local cultural issues. But some disadvantage, there may be cultural differences and there are limited international exposure for a local people. Point number three, that you have to another approach is you can use a mix of both kind of approach, but whatever recruitment and selection you did, you have to go for training and development of these people. Okay, so you have to train these people. Until and unless you train these people, they will not be aware about the culture of that country. So training development important. In this, you go for cross cultural training. You will tell about the cultural aspects of that country. You will go for language training and you provide a specific skill training related to that job. Then compensation, you can also you have to pay to the workers or the managers or the employees at international level. In this also, you have to you can take the uh, two three approaches like PCN and TCN, parent companies nation, and transnational company nation. So what you can do, if a person of US working in India, then you can give them a structure of the US because he has left his country and working in India. So he should be paid according to the US salary structure. But in this approach, there are some disadvantages, like the local employees will feel demotivated at their salary because their salary will be lesser than the that employee. So you can adopt the host country policy where the structure of host country is followed, or you can do the mixed of both. In continuation with that, you have to follow the labor relations at international level. That should be in harmony, and you have to follow the international labor standards. So there are certain organizations worldwide, like International Labor Organization (ILO), which is part of United Nations. So you have to follow the rules regulations of these organizations. and this will help you to manage the international human resource effectively, and will definitely help you to achieve the targets related to the human resources you have planned in your uh, business. So thank you very much. Thank you for attending the session. We'll meet in next video. Thank you. Good luck.